productivity, the cost, and service. Last week we just finished one chapter regarding to the order picking, right? The order picking, and that chapter require there are two parts. The first part, there are some picky matters in the warehouse, and the second part of that chapter regarding to the improvement matters in the warehouse. And today we go to the news content, and this content also very important. This one will pay more attention about the productivity, about the cost, and about all the service in the warehouse. And the class today we're gonna study with the online student. Yeah, we are study for offline class, but also joined by online student. And sorry. And firstly, we will study some contents. That's important. First one, we will find out about key costs in the warehouse. Yeah, we will know and understand how many types of costs that occurs in warehouse management. Next one for key productivity drivers. We will study about the basic improvement in warehouse operations, and we try to improve the warehouse by 5S. Have you ever heard about 5S? Yeah, 5S, that's one group of activity, and normally that belong to lean content. Lean content. Have you ever heard about this one? Yeah, lean content. Lean, they have responsibility try to identify and eliminate, identify and eliminate non-value added, non-value added activity. Non-value added activity in any organization. And similarly in the warehouse, we also have some activity but not create the value added. The reason why we try to apply lean technologies methods here to identify and try to eliminate as much as possible all non-value added activity. Non-value added activity, I can give you one example like movement, like movement. Movement not create value, but at waste time. And if you would like to improve the productivity, you need to reduce the movement as much as possible of the picker. Okay? And fast, what is that? What is that? We will learn about this method and we learn how to apply this method to improve the warehouse operation or improve the productivity in the warehouse. And the last one, we will adding values to the warehouse. Okay, the first content here, that's the key cost. Okay, talking about a cost, can you estimate about what types of costs will occurs in warehouse? and you have me to list down what kinds of costs. Okay, costs. We have inventory cost. What's that? Labor cost. What's that? Stock out. Yeah. What's that? Any types of other costs? Maintenance good. We call that repair. Repair. Easier to understand. What's that? Okay. Another thing is very close to the warehouse, and that's also costly. That's equipment. Equipment, right? We need equipment a lot in the warehouse. Okay, we just list down, and now in our structure we try to separate it in two group of costs. Okay, we have two main group of costs here. The first one that fixed cost. Second one that variable cost. In all organization here, the people try to classify all the costs into main group. Okay, on organization. And we have the list of several costs may occur in the warehouse, like the first one, the cost for rent, or we can call that for rate, rental. Yeah, it's easy to understand, right? Yeah. Most of the warehouse, the people invest to build a new building, but some of warehouse they have to hide the space or they have to rent a facility. The first one we need to count that for the fixed cost. Okay, next one for insurance. Insurance. Insurance for all the repairs or for the building. Yeah. Especially warehouse, you need to care more about the insurance better than another types of organization. Why? Because that's the place you store. The place you store. And that easy to be dangerous. It's so risky. If you are the warehouse store chemical like paint, like oil, yeah, or gasoline, that easy to be catch fire. The reason why you need to buy the insurance for that. Okay. And the cost for insurance, that's also fixed cost. Yeah. Have you got any question? Why we not put that in variable cost? We have to put it in the fixed cost because we have to buy that annually, right? Yeah, we cannot stop it. If you already buy insurance, you need to buy it annually. Like you buy insurance for vehicle, you buy this year, and next year when that term expire, you have to buy the new one. That also fixed one. Next one, that depreciation on the assets. Do you know about the meaning of that one? Depreciation. We can easy to understand about the meaning of that works by does it the lost value of assets. normally lost value on the time unit. Yeah. Look like I have the table here. When I buy the new one, but follow the time, I use that one. And after a period of time, I sell it. And the value at that time, I had to sell with the lower price of that product. Or maybe if the value already out, I have to give that one out. It means that all the value already out. And we have to count that one in fixed cost. Next one for his power and life. His power and life. His power and life. Normally, the people considering this one, why we have to consider that in fixed cost, but that fixed cost, yeah, and but not significant. Normally, we spend money for lives here. It's not significant like labors, but we need to considering that one. And for the lights here, the people normally count it for electricity, and they have to pay monthly. Have to pay monthly, and the people normally estimate it and considering that one on fixed cost. Okay. Okay. The last one, but also very important, that is basic wage. That basic wage. And any type other related costs like pension. Do you know about the pension, right? Mm. Okay, that's some basic costs. You may find out there are some other types of fixed costs. This one is not all, but depends on the company. They may have any other types of costs, and they also consider for fixed cost. Another types of cost that variable, and I'm going to show you here. That's the list of variable costs like overtime, overtime wage costs. Because overtime is not all, just have in high demand. When the company have more order and they don't know how to deal with that one, and they have to select the way to do overtime. If overtime occur, they have to pay that one more, that overtime cost. And remember here, in practical, overtime is not a good choice. It's not a good choice, and that's being limited by government regulation. Yeah. And if you already left the workers or the staff to work overtime, you need to pay them more. You have to pay them more than regular time. So if you have the chance, do you want to work overtime? Yeah. Next one, that repair and maintenance. Yeah, that's what you just showed me here. Very good one. All activity in one company or in a warehouse, we need to estimate for repair and maintenance. Repair just occur when the machine or the building have the break or have the problem, we use repair. But maintenance, if machine or the facility don't have problem, but you also need to check that one based on plan. That we call maintenance. In Vietnamese, we call this one bảo trì, bảo dưỡng. Okay. Next one, that running cost of equipment. There are some type of equipment the we need running cost of that. Yeah. Like forklift, we don't have the running cost, but truck lift we have that. We need to put the fuel for that. Yeah. And also insurance all the goods or products. Okay. In this one, we need to differentiate between the insurance the variable cost, and the insurance of fixed cost. Why the people need to clarify very well about the cost, because cost, that is the way we will use that one to measure one organization is work well or not. And we need to, if we would like to improve, firstly we need to improve about the total cost first. If you reduce, it means that you already improved your productivity. And firstly, we need to add in fixed and variable costs on yearly basis. And maybe we can add more component costs like the cost for labors, the cost for space, and the cost for equipment. Why we can add more? Because labor, number of labor is not fixed. Sometimes you hire more, sometimes you fire, sometimes you release them. And the space also. If your warehouse is work and need more space, you also hire more space that you need to add more cost about that one on. And equipment also. We have an example about a typical cost for a normal warehouse handling for the goods and for receive for storage on a pallet with a case picking. And we have one compare. Okay. Sorry. Now we take labors, we take space, and we take equipment to compare about the percentage of cost from that three items. And we found that the labor cost that take majority and that outweigh other types of cost like space and equipment. Yeah. Why? Why? Because labor have to spend and take a lot of, or take majority percentage of the cost. Because all activity in the warehouse need labor. Almost all activity in the warehouse need labor. There are some activity need more labor than other activity, like picking. Picking mainly based on the labor. Yeah. And the cost for labor in the warehouse take 60% of total cost. Next one, the space that take less than 30%. And for equipment, just take 15%. Okay. This one you can easily to save. This one hardly to save. And this one very difficulty to save. Yeah. And after we already saved all the graph, we found that the labor cost are usually the largest item in all. And analyzing the labor cost by an activity is very useful to understand about the controllable cost. Okay. And I have the table. This one you can easily to find on the book. And the name of book I already put on a slide to you. You can read through there. And this is show to you about an estimation about the percentage of labor cost in different activity here. The first one, receiving. Receiving need labor around 13%. Okay, can you tell me in receiving what the roles of labor there? What they can do there? They can receiving good. Unloading, yeah, unloading. We need labor to do unloading a lot. What's that? Check the quality good. Normally checking for quality, we don't need just one. We need a team of people there. They can take the sample, they bring that sample into the laboratory and they do testing. The reason why normally for quality testing or inspection that need more people normally in a team. Okay, what else they can do there? And we already forget one very important activity that the people to control logistic activity in receiving, right? In receiving, we need to have to manage or plan or schedule the way for truck get in or get out, yeah, and counting for the product there. So that also requires a lot of people to do that. Regarding to receive labor in receiving here, I tell you one real example. In a real warehouse, I have a chance to go to a fresh warehouse of one supermarket that is co-op, Saigon co-op. I used to go there. That they have many warehouse, the warehouse for grocery product and the warehouse for fresh product like fruit, like vegetable, like fish. In Vietnamese, we call that thực phẩm tươi sống. Yeah. And I already have the chance to look very carefully about all the receiving staff of that warehouse. They have the labor to do unloading. The truck, firstly, they will docking into that warehouse at around 10 to 2 a.m. at night and in early of the morning. Yeah, they have to wait until outside, and until they have the time. Someone gonna let that vehicle get into the warehouse. When they get into the warehouse, in the warehouse have a group of staff will do unloading for all the product. When the product unloading to the warehouse, they will be get into dispatching area. I already tell you many times about dispatching area. Dispatching, that's either the plane to gather all the product before get into the warehouse. Or we call that easily that yard, just a yard. All the product put a yard first. And in that yard, the quality team will go to that place, will take a sample and testing for quality of the product. Like strawberry, they will open the strawberry box and counting for defect. Yeah, it's not adapt the quality of the company. They counting. If the rate of defect over on the available is very high, they will write down all the conclusion and return that product directly. Return the shipment directly. Understand about the way? Yeah. Besides that, they also have to go through many steps like the testing for the amount of chemical on the fruit. Do you know about chemical? Normally in the fruit have the amount of chemical. If that amount is very high, the company not gonna receive it. They return that shipment out. That reason why receiving in comparison with push away, the rate of labor cost gonna be higher a little bit. Yeah, higher. Because if receiving you don't do that one good, you easily to receive low quality product. That reason why they have to do many activity here. And after receiving, we're gonna go to put away. Do you remember put away what we have to do there? Yeah, we will keep the product, go to the storage area. Okay, that we call put away. And next one, picking. In comparison with other activity, picking that take majority, right? Around 43%. And next one, dispatching, 20%. Dispatching. And other types of activity take the last 12%. So total of this one, 100%. Uh, the way we are doing here that we try to analyze all the costs regarding to all the activity happen, and this activity all the warehouse have to do to measure about the cost inside of different activity, and that's very helpful to control the cost there. Okay, we have one example. We have one example here, and we have to do some basic calculation. The first one, we consider a warehouse. So we consider a warehouse have the area that 400 square meter, 400 square meters, and fully racked with 4 pallets heights. And we have the pallets space, pallet space that 3,360 pallet space. Okay, available. And if the estimate average pallet space utilization, this one have the utilization that 75%. 75%, okay. And what is the daily? Firstly, they ask for the daily cost per pallet storage. Okay, daily cost. And second one, assume a year they have 265 working days. Okay, that's the number of working days. And we have to find out the daily cost per pallet storage. And we have some item and we have their cost per annual. The first one we have range, we have range, we have the cost for heat and light, we have the cost for repair and renewals, we have fire insurance, we have racking depreciation. That's it, the cost have to spend. Okay. And firstly, you have to find out the total annual cost. Total annual cost. And this one you just sum all the different costs we have there. Okay. After we already have the total annual cost, you have to find out the U pallet space. Use pallet space. And U is means that that's the utilization of the pallet space. You can easily to take the percentage of utilization. That's 75%. You multiply with the total pallet space we have. That's 3,360 pallet space. Okay. So we have that 2,520 pallet space. And before find out the daily cost per pallet store, we have to find out the annual cost per pallet storage. Okay, annual cost per pallet space. And the annual cost here, we have already have the total cost is equal to total annual cost. You divide for the pallet space. It means that you can take 210,000. You divide for total pallet space. We have that 2,520. Remember, you have to divide for a number of used pallet space, not divide for available. Okay. We have 83.33 sorry dollar.
Alo thầy ơi.
And from annual, you can easily to find out daily
Thầy
because
ơi
we
thầy.
already have 265 working day. The reason why daily cost per pallet space that's equal to 83.33. You divide for total working day. 265 is equal to $0.31. Okay, that's easily. Have you got any question? Hmm. Okay. 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 Everyone, you are studying for online class. This content already on the slides. You can take a look there. But now I moved a little bit to this side. Okay. Second one, we go to the key productivity driver. Key productivity drivers. We already understand about different types of costs separately in total cost. And if you would like to reduce the total cost, you need to measure about that. Um, go to another content. The people can measure the cost for the post events, and the people can measure for productivity for pre-event to to assess for the daily basis. Event is mean that operation or that activity happen. We can measure the cost before that or measure the cost after that activity happen. We compare. We compare how it's reduced or how it generate more cost there. And to define the key productivities measure in the warehouse, the people can have many ways to measure. The first formula that times you per times available. Times you per time available. That's a one measurement. Okay. Next one, the percentage of times on the receiving activity. That the percentage of time on there on that activity, or the percentage of time you all put away activity. Percentage of time you for picking activity. Percentage of times you all expecting. Yeah. Or percentage of times you on other activity. The people pay most attention on the warehouse labor productivity. And the people can assess all following, like the first one, they will determine about the time period. Time period here can be daily, or time period they can measure based on weekly or monthly. Or they can determine about the case handle, the case handle that period. Yeah. Can use that measurement. Or they can use the measurement about the total warehouse hour work in the periods. Okay. And the people can take total hour multiply with 60, and we have that in minutes. Yeah, we have one table, and normally we have use this table to measure about the total hour need for different activity. Like the first one, good inward or receiving. Different warehouse, they have different way to measure for how many hours to work for that activity. I used to work in a warehouse. The people can measure the total time for one container docking in the warehouse. They docking, they do unloading, testing, and do all the procedure. How long does it take for that activity? Yeah, and they write here. After that, do checking or inspecting, puts away, picking, replenishment, checking, packing, goods out or delivery, management, maintenance, and other activity. The people will measure the time, all X activity take. After that, they sum all the hour needed for that. And after the people already have the total minute work, they can divide for the case handled in that period. Total time divide for total case handled in that period. And they got the minutes per K. Yeah, minutes per K. After we already calculate for the minutes per K, we can use this figure to analyze, is that good or not good? Like if you found that in 1 minute for 1K, that means that 1 minute is excellent. That's good, very good. But if that 5 minutes, that's just an average. And if you handle and that activity take 10 minutes per K, that must be improved. Yeah, need to be improved. And if more than 15 minutes, that's poor. Okay. The reason why the people need to determine about the minutes per K. Yeah. And next one, we go to similar with the time or the key productivity driver regarding to the time. The people can use another measurement regarding to the space. The space, remember, the space in the warehouse that valuable. Some warehouse they have to hide the space and so expensive. That reason why they need to utilize the space. Based on that one, the warehouse also use that measurement to estimate or to measure. Right now, or in that situation, the warehouse are use the space effective or not. We have one formula to measure for the space utilization. It's equal to actual cubic space. Do you know about a cubic space, right? Yeah, cubic space U over the actual cubic space available. If the cubic space U over cubic space available is very low, what's it mean? If that measure is very low, what's it mean? Yeah, that's utilization low and we use the space is not effective. Yeah. Other people can change a little bit, but the meaning of this measurement is still the same. That actual floor space you or actual floor space available. This one is more popular. When you go to a real warehouse, they use this one rather than another one. And now we have the question. We know that if the utilization low is not good, and if that actually very low, how can you improve it? Yeah, how you can improve it? I suggest some way, but depends on the types of warehouse, depends on the situation of different warehouse. We will suggest other plan, okay? And this one, my suggestion, or the book suggestion for this one. And first one, they will select more appropriate mix of equipment. Yeah, they can select the mix of equipment again. Why they have to do that? Yeah. Okay, now let's say what mix of equipment they use here. They use counterbalance truck, okay? Or adjust pallet racking system. And that's improved to 50%. They will use the narrow ISO truck over adjust pallet racking system that improved to 65%, or they use try-in racking that improved to 75%. Yeah. If the floor space is very low, and you have more space for equipment, and now you can plan for equipment, and you more improve or you can increase the number of that on the truck and rack here more to improve that space. Look like in this room right now, if I have more space, what I can do? I can put more table and chair. Based on that one, student can have more space to sit, right? Yeah. And next one, another option, they will select a better layout. A better layout. That reason why layout, that's an activity. The people have to optimize that one annually. Because sometimes the space available still a lot, but the use space is very narrow. It's not good. That reason why they need to change the layout again to optimize that. And beside that, they need to check again about the work methods. Yeah, the way the people to do working, it's led for the space U is very low. Next one, we have some models of productivity. We have the utilization of the process. Remember, utilization basically is defined by you compare with the available. Productivity of the process. If you measure about the productivity, you need to compare output over input. Yeah. If that high, it means that output is rather than input. And if you would like to measure for the performance of a system, you need to compare between the actual over standard. If that high, it means that already get very good in performance. And now when you take a look in this table, we have some measurement. The method here, we have receive, check, put away, restack, pick, move, check, and load. The unit we normally use here, and that should be consistent, just palette, because you compare, you should use the consistent unit, that palette. And the number of Ks we using here, that for receiving, the number of K that 100, checking also 100, puts away 100, for restack 100, but for pick, they measure based on 1 but 1K. 1K. Okay? And for move, check, and load, they use the same 60 pallets. And the people standard minutes, the people measure about the time for people for this amount of case that choose for checking, that 0.5, for puts away 3. Sorry, this one for X pallet, not for 100. For X pallet, this one take 2 minutes. This one take 0.5. This one take 3 minutes. This one take 1.5 minutes for a pallet. And this one 0.3 for 1K. And this one for 2 minutes for pallets. That's the way the people can finish or can take one pallet. Next one for measure for the truck lift. For forklift truck, this is the time. And forklift truck in this table just be required for receive, for push away, for restart only. In other activity, we don't need that. And similarly for power pallet truck, just need for pick, for move, and for loading. Yeah. And the people you on that to measure for the time to pick the K or to pick the pallets in different activity in the warehouse. Okay? Okay, now we go back to study and we also go back to this slide. And I would like to tell you something more about this table. And to be understanding easier about this table, you can think like this. In this warehouse, the people separated in three main process. The first one receiving, pick, and shipping. And we assume that in this warehouse, the people receiving 100K, they will pick by single K, will pick by single K. Receiving 100 pallets, sorry, they pick by one single case and they're gonna ship 60 pallets. Okay, now we separate it to be more understanding about that. And now we have one example. Our example here is related to the table we just studied. And in this example, say, what is the performance of one picker if he can pick 1,125 Ks per ship? Okay? And to measure for the performance of this picker, the people can firstly, we have one ship. One ship here that's equal to 8 hours normally. One ship's equal to 8 hours. And if we send this one to minutes, that's equal to 480 minutes. And if we would like to measure the productivity of this speaker based on the standard K pick in a ship, we can easily fact the available hour he have here. We divide for the minutes or the time per single K of this speaker. And we have the numbers of Ks he can pick in one ship. This is 1,600K. Okay? And after that, we can measure for productivity of this speaker by we take the numbers of pick Ks he can pick. We divide for the available or the maximum case of one picker can pick in a shift. Okay, and we have the percentage or productivity, or we can call that one effectiveness. Yeah, many ways we can call this number. And this number will tell you a real speaker can do the picking good or not good. Understand what I mean? Okay, I will repeat this again. Now, you would like to measure a picker to do the picking activity good or not good. What you have to do now, you need to find out the standard first. The standard, that is the maximum case one picker can pick in a ship. That reason why I have to do in one ship, I find out the total minutes here. One ship's 8 hours. And in 8 hours, I have 480 minutes. And from this amount of time, I find out the standard case per picker can pick a ship. I take total amount of time. I divide for the productivity a picker can pick for a single K from the table we had before. That's 0.3 for 1K. And you have totally 1,600 Ks. That the standard K a picker can finish. From these standards, we compare. In our situation here, one picker finished 1,125 case per ship in his ship. And now we take that one, we compare with the standards. We got the percentage of that one that we call the productivity of a picker in our situation. From this one, decision maker in the warehouse can analyze that good or not good. Okay. Okay. Have you got any question? Okay. And now we go to the third content, that basic improvement. Basic improvement that he find out a way can support for the warehouse to improve. And talking about the improvement, firstly, the people would like to talk about improvement possibility. Once again, the people would like to approach the Pareto analysis here. Yeah, that theory applies a lot in our course. And ABC analysis that theory will separate the total all the product in three groups. Group A, B, and C. Group A here be understanding like fast moving item. Yeah, fast moving item. And we already studied fast moving item should be located close to the depot. Yeah, or should be located at the ISO close to the depot. And for fast moving item, the people consider that should be gross stock. For the product fast moving should be gross stock or should be pick per receipt, should be picked by line. Yeah, that's it. The way the people can pick that item. And for the medium term, that group B, group B. Group B that can pick by ISO or rack or can pick by zone pick. We have many ways to pick. We can pick by item. We can pick by zone. We can pick by batch. Batch is mean every time I go and pick, I can pick many items at one pick. Okay. And the last item that is slow item, slow that can have ISO pick, rack pick, or bell pick. To improvement, the people suggest some principle like, firstly, travel less. Yeah, travel less. Can you tell me how we can travel less in picking? Picking basically that activity need more travel, right? Look like when you go to the library, if you would like to pick enough the book you want, you have to travel a lot. But how you can reduce the travel? Minimize the distance by effective methods. There are many methods can bring the effectiveness for that activity. First one, the library should have a good layout with good signature for you. Can support you by technology. You need to have their searching browse, and they need to numbering the book. That's a way can improve the effectiveness for your finding. Okay. And if you be supported by a lot of effectiveness methods, you can reduce the travel. Yeah. If you cannot travel less, you should travel faster. How we can travel faster? Travel faster by you the truck. Yeah, by the truck. Yeah. And another option to pick several order at once. At one time, you can pick the same item for different order. Look like this area have the same item for different order. I will gather that number of items for different order and pick at the one time. Based on that one, I can minimize the travel time for different order. That we call backpicking. Backpicking. We can simplify or remove the paperwork checking by RFID. If you use RFID, you don't need the paper anymore. Yeah. Right now in our library already have the RFID. And you found that's good, right? Because they also print for you a bill for that. But when you have the RFID, if you lock the bill, you have the book, the people can scan it and still read the information for you. That the way the people can reduce the paperwork checking. Or they can use the pick by light. Or they can use the finger scanning. Finger scanning. Okay, next one, improve only works by closely monitoring daily operation and measuring all internal operation. Okay, improve the utilization. Utilization, we already defined it before. Utilization, that is the time you over time available. Time you over time available. And we can use the utilization to measure for equipment, to measure for people, to measure for the space in each activity. Yeah. The utilization is so important. When you hire the worker to work for you need to know about the utilization of that worker. Or when you buy an equipment, we need to understand about the utilization. If utilization is very low, and you need to find out, do you need to buy that or not? Right? Yeah, investment is that. We need to understand about utilization carefully. And beside measure for the utilization, you can measure for the performance based on this figure. The performance can give the unit like per hours, per shift, per day, week, month, or year. And the performance can measure based on the pallets received or pallets unload, pallets pushed away, the number of pallets pushed away, the number of case picked, and based on inventory turn. Okay, we already study about inventory turn a lot. So can you help me to define what is inventory turn? Inventory turn. What? Inventory turn, if that high is good or not good? Good or not good? Good. Yeah, we know that inventory turn high, good. Next one, we have the value of good damage and customer return, the accident, the people action, the customer return, the accident, the people action. If that low as possible is better, right? We don't want that to happen. Our stock checking accuracy. This one should be high. And customer OTIF, that on time in full. This one briefly of on time in full. What is that later on? We will explain about that. OTIF, that's an application. That's just an application. But that application you in almost all industry, the people care about this one a lot. Maybe maybe we are customer, we are user, we cannot save about this one. But in the logistic company or in a warehouse where that warehouse offer the logistics service, they care a lot about this one. And the application here used for both type of customer. For B2B, that is business to business, or B2C, that business to customers. Um, OTISF is typically relates to order to cash process. When you take a look in that name, can you imagine about order to cash process? That's a whole process starting from ordering until payment. Yeah, until payment process. And relates to customer satisfaction. We use this one to measure for customer satisfaction here. This process separated into clearly part. Okay, consists of two parts. The first part, that's also the relates to delivery on time. The people measure for delivery on time. Refer to the requested day, delivery day, production cycle, and a read response time. Relate to delivery day, production cycle, or a read response time. And the people measure this one by on time is equal to delivery time. That practical. Okay, real time for delivery. Minus for confirm delivery time. And they put the target for this one equal to zero. That should equal to zero. It's no difference between a practical delivery time and confirmed delivery time. Look like I appoint to all of you today. And delivery time cannot be higher than that one. Understand about this one? And the second part are OTIs app. That's a delivery in full. Delivery in full. When you read about the name of second part, you will understand about in full. It means that they emphasize about quantity. Quantity. Okay? That's amount. Customer get exactly the amount they already ordered. Okay? It's similar with the delivery on time. In full equal to delivery amount minus for confirmed amount. Okay? And we set a target that should equal to zero. And for the management, we can we can set the framework for analysis to analyze about the performance of a system. We should implement a chain. It's similar to basic problem solving. First one, we need to evaluate about current reality. the current reality. We have a question. We need to answer for that question now. That's it. Where are we now? Where are we now? Next question we need to answer. Envision the goal. Envision the goal. Like in other activity, in all organization, the improvement should have the goal. And we need to set the goal first. Okay? Where do we want to be? That is the goal. Okay, and next one that explore about the option. After we already think the goal, we cannot stop there. We need to achieve the goal. So what we have to do? So we need to explore about all the option. How do we get there? How do we get there? And maybe the people will bring some strategy to here. In this one, we have two small. First one, we need to consider about the establish what to do. Remember, to achieve the goal, you need to set up some step in that process that we need to establish what to do. And we empower self and others. And what is the essential? Communication and the awareness program that relate to the process you setting to achieve the goal. After that, we go to the step 4. We need to excel in results. How will we know we have arrived? How will we know we have arrived? That is the target of analyze. Analyze it means that frame the situation. We have the goal already, and we have to do some step. We do some step to achieve the goal, and finally you need to check that you already achieved that or not. If you achieve, you successful. If you not achieve, you fail. That analyze. Okay. And we have the framework for technical change. The first one, we understand about the current operation of measurable time. We have here, we have to identify the controllable cost. Controllable cost. Can you tell me about the controllable cost here? What's cost we already discussed from the beginning of today. Fixed cost. And what is the most important cost there? The labor cost. Okay. The cost is take majority that we consider controllable cost. Okay. And the key productivity driver. What activity, what activity take majority cost in all activity of the warehouse? All the picking, yeah, all the picking. That we call the key productivity driver. If you would like to improve the productivity, you should pay more attention there. Okay, I repeat that. Controllable cost there, that should be the labor cost. And the key productivity driver, that should be the picking activity. And after that, we need to set a clear improvement objective. And after we have the objective, we need to consider various options or various methods to improve the operation. Different method, different option to improve that one. We need to monitor and measure for the improvement of the utilization, performance, and productivity ratio. Okay, and to ensure for the improvement of warehouse methods, talking about the option and methods here, we have different We have different factors we need to consider. Regarding to the labor, because we know the labor, that is the case cost there. So regarding to the labor, we should think about works hour there. Works hour. Second one, that the level of absenteeism of incentive scheme, multi-function or skill labor, okay, and trend or development, trend and development, picking matters, okay. We all are all the one. I think that you can easily understand about what is the meaning of that thing. But regarding to picking matters, picking method right now there are two parts. The first one, manually without support of technology. Another one, supposed by technology. Both of that one should be training well for picking quicker. If not, they cannot apply all the methods. And here the people suggest that we'll batch picking up several order at a time. Yeah, batch picking. Batch is mean they can pick for different order at one time at one location. That they call batch. And another one that is shorter travel distance. Regarding to the space we should estimate about the cubic utilization. Okay, very high level are only usually found with bung store and slow moving item. Beep. So you know about the bung store, right? Bung store, that is the place you mainly store that in a cave, or you store that in a pallet. Yeah, that bung store. And variable racking, high racking. Yeah, because we are talking about the space and the height in a warehouse also very important. If the rack is very high, you can utilize the space. Yeah. And standardize the pallets. And you need to recheck the layout normally. Yeah. And all the equipment we should use here, like sortation or batch picking. We should apply the automation or and the simple one and the most popular one the people are using here, that's the RFID. RFID, that's the most popular one are using. Okay, the last content for today, we just go briefly about if improvement regarding to the process. The first one, we improve about the product lines or improve the volume, improve the product or reduce the product obsolescence. And we can apply ABC analysis. We found it is apply a lot, right? And we use all the quantity that should be optimal. We can use the average, peak or low periods here. We can use all receipt. We can use inspection that not undertaken to having the place. And we can procedure for operational discipline. Procedure for operational. Talking about this one carefully, when you go to work in the real warehouse, you have to facing with all activity there that should be in procedure. Not any activity out of the procedure. Because if you do that one randomly, maybe you cannot reach to the optimal one. Maybe you can do that one with longer time or more cost. That reason why the people suggest that you should procedure for all operational discipline. and schedule for all each activity. The picking should synchronize with the transport loading. Transport loading. Apply safety stock level to avoid the stock out. And information flow, more real-time information enable better decision making. Okay, that's all the improvement related to the process.